Hey, you big Cinderella skirt! She's a good seamstress. She can sew it up again.
Oh, Marie?
Yes, Mama?
What is in Cinderella's hair?
Please, don't.
I'm sorry, Cinderella, but thieves must return what they steal.
Oh, but I didn't steal anything. There. Now it's just your dress.
Shall we go?
But I can't go like this.
You're quite right. Come, Marie. Come, Jean.
We'll tell you all about the ball. You shouldn't steal, Cinderella. It isn't nice. But I didn't. I didn't.
Can we stop the world?
Yes, pretending is always fun. And we've all done it. But it takes lots of people to actually put on a play. It all starts with an idea. That's the beginning. Whether it's a new play or an old story, it still has to be written. Tryouts are held.
All right. I'm glad you all came here today for the audition for Cinderella. And then
Once written, you must have a cast. People who will play each part as it is written in the play script.
Cold readings. You've all, of course, read the script, yes? Who's our first person?
Came up to the ground while another 100 people just got off of the bus and are looking around at another 100 people who got off of the plane and are looking at us.
Tryouts are held. Not everyone is selected for a part.
I suppose we should go in.
It's much nicer here, and we can still hear the music.
It's a lovely melody.
It was written for you.
For me?
Well, not by name, but I wrote it. You see,
You wrote it?
Yes.
Why don't you give JB the scripts? And let's see some waltzing. One of the things I want to see how you'll be a little fancy if you want. Turn her under your arm or walk her around.
Besides, I've been thinking. We're in need of some extra help. Your help.
My help? No. As you say, there aren't any rabbits in Cinderella. A few pumpkins and mice.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, not a rabbit.
Uncle Harold. You can't get out. It's impossible.
Oh, I really will be late.
No, you won't. Remember, in the land of make-believe, time is measured
Oh,
differently.
when they see a rabbit
They won't know you're a rabbit.
Cinderella, that is a...
After all the parts have been cast, rehearsals start. Without settings, without costumes, and without props. The director studies the movements of the cast very carefully to make sure they all blend together.
How dare you use my daughter's lace?
Let's stop a second.
In designing this costume, it was my intention in putting these flowers along the bottom here, and the ribbon, and the lace around the sleeve, and this collar and belt, that in that scene, the other girls, when they rip it apart, can rip off any number of flowers that they want, any of the lace. As the flowers are pulled off, there's also a series of snaps in one of these sections.
I think that might work.
This collar can be made to come off very quickly because it's snap or Velcro or hook and eye will be right underneath this bow.
What are the problems of reconstructing it back to this position?
Well, it wouldn't be too difficult for her to do. Everything would just simply snap back on, snap back on, snap back on.
In the costume room, new costumes are made or old ones remade. After each performance, the costumes are pressed to keep them fresh looking. When the show is over, the costumes are stored here.
Whereas compared to the maroon and the rust color of the other two sisters. She'll have attention when she needs attention. It'll look pretty. It'll be nice and sweet because it'll be pink there.
Then we're still staying with those monochromatic tones, so that we'll still be with what the set is doing, which is very much monochromatic.
Monochromatic, except...
Well, you spoke to the designer, the set designer.
Okay, this is one thing I should tell you right away. It's going to take longer. One has to start before the other, which will elongate the whole scene show.
So in a sense, we can do that thing I talked about, which is the ability of taking out a scene as another scene comes in, so we can get that, that juxtaposition of two scenes going at once.
After the models of the sets that were designed for this play are discussed with the director, they will have to be built. Other backgrounds and settings have to be made and painted. The people who design and build the sets are part of the backstage crew. But let's go and visit some of the other people who work on a play but are never seen by the audience.
Okay, we need the 3 dining room chairs, that special table up there.
Is that the square one?
No, it's the one with the 3 legs round top. Need a rug, some plates, the cups, the saucers, and the forks and spoons, that type stuff. And I'll go get the glasses if you want to go get the table.
The prop department sees that everything needed for the play is collected and organized so that the proper things will be there on stage for the actors to use. And the main prop the prince will need when he goes in search of Cinderella. The glass slipper. After weeks of preparation, it's time for a dress rehearsal on stage. This is where it all comes together. At this rehearsal, everything is done exactly as it will be done in performance with an audience.
Kevin's right, Brian's wrong. I'm wrong? Yeah. But it was a funny idea. I'm not so sure I don't love it that way. Let's try it. It's silly enough to work.
The crew in the lighting booth works on their cues and light changes while the cast is rehearsing. The strong lights are necessary so that everyone in the audience can see the action on the stage. Because of that, the cast needs to add color and lines to their features so they won't be bleached out by the lights.
I think one of the things we're going to really do, Susan, is try and keep that makeup as straight as you possibly can so that what we really want to deal with is the ugliness inside of the stepsister and not the superficial ugliness. Okay. So let's really work on that straight makeup.
Well, should I do something with my lips, though, shouldn't I?
Well, let's try using two color tones. Try it lighter on the inside and just a slight darkening on the outside.
Okay.
It'd be very subtle with the color. That's fine. Yeah, I think the eyes will work well.
Okay, Paul, going into bank 2 again. Okay. And go. Complete JB.
Corn Electrics 12.
A stopwatch is used by the stage manager as he sits with his script behind the set. He also cues the lighting and set changes as he watches the play on a TV screen.
Sound 12. Go. Standby Electric 14 and sound 13. Sound 13. Go.
Finally, after all the meetings and rehearsals and technical rehearsals and dress rehearsals, everything is ready.
Okay, it's there.
All you need then is an audience.
House out, standing by, electric one.
Wait a minute. It's over. It's over.
There it is. All right. A little bit of change in configuration there. That film ended a lot sooner than I thought it was going to. So this is a sound check film, a visit to the theater. I was hoping to visit to a movie theater, but, you know, performing arts theater works. Can you guys hear me? I think you can. Welcome everybody, thanks for letting me into your living room, office, dorm room, bathroom, fallout shelter, bunker. I'm Skip Alzheimer, and this is AV Geeks. Every month I do a live streaming event where we pull some films based on a certain theme, and then we watch them through the miracle of telecine, which is a film transfer machine that goes straight into a box, which digitizes it and then streams it over the internet to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, which is kind of an experiment to see what happens. Most people are there looking at video game players or hot gamer girls, people doing reviews of games, and I'm showing weird old educational films from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 50s, 40s, And I don't know, hopefully somebody will go like, whoa, that's awesome, and we'll learn about AV Geeks and what we do. Some of you actually joined me this afternoon. I was testing some new equipment. I have a new digitizing box. Thanks to you guys for contributing via Patreon. I was able to get a better box that digitizes at a higher quality, and is actually, we're sending out an HD signal. So the fidelity should be better, and hopefully the audio sync problems should be better. I'm hoping. Anyways, so tonight's show is special because it was, you know, every time I ask folks, like, hey, what do you want to see? And people solicit theme subjects. This one was suggested by one of our youngest viewers, Amelia Lee, who is the daughter of some good friends of mine, Finley Lee and Dana Deaton. And they have known me since I was collecting films back in the day. Dana, I think, actually remembered when I started collecting them and started showing them. So anyways, this is their daughter. Thank you, Amelia, for suggesting this. I have some fascinating films about fast food. Some not so fascinating. I know there's at least one that I've shown in the past that had people groaning, but I delight in showing it. And then I'll have something special at the very end. It's not actual films, it's stuff that I digitized. It's special. You really can't see it anywhere else, but I'll talk more about that later. But anyways, we'll get started off with film about our nutrition and the great American meal, of which fast food plays a significant part. You know, most of the films that we have that deal with that subject deal with the either working in the industry, like it's a training film, or the negative aspects of it. And I have some other films that deal with other parts of fast food, so I'm excited to show some of them tonight. So this first film is called Nutrition, All-American Diet. So enjoy.
You know, we can tell a lot about people by analyzing what they eat. How could this meal become so important in our way of life?
I think the biggest factor for me is that I'm a teacher, and when I get home from school, I'm extremely tired and I don't have the energy, patience, or time to cook a real meal for my family. So we'll often go to a hamburger place and get it because it's quick and convenient and easy, and the food is usually pretty good. So for me, it's that I don't have enough time to cook a real dinner, like my mother used to cook me when I was a kid.
As one culture differs from another, so do their foods differ, telling us about their lifestyle, their values, and their resources. If it is true that we can tell a lot about a culture by what they eat,
What does the so-called all-American meal of hamburger, French fries, and soft drinks say about us?
What is a hamburger, French fries, and soda pop? Well, everything that we have, all of our objects, the house, the clothes, the car, all say something about us. And what does a hamburger, French fries, and soda pop say about us?
We eat a lot of junk.
We're lacking thoroughly in imagination.
We're lazy. We don't like to cook for ourselves. We don't care what we eat.
I think this says that we didn't take the time anymore to sit down to a decent meal and the meal break with it to interrupt the daily hustle and bustle for an hour or hour and a half leisurely enjoyment.
They say is that we're always on the go, we're always in the car, we're a mobile society, and we eat on the run.
Yes, we do eat on the run. And the quick food stands and restaurants that specialize in hamburgers, fries, and soft drinks are serving more of us more often than ever before. Since what we eat helps determine whether we reach our potential physically, it is important to understand the nutritional disadvantages of the meal most often served by all these quick food restaurants. Among other things, nutritionists claim the meat has too much fat, and the bun has lost valuable roughage and nutrients due to the use of refined flour. The soft drink adds usually unneeded calories and no other nutrients, while weakening the teeth with acids. And yet more and more people eat this same meal more and more often.
You know, a lot of people eat that same meal twice a day, and that's the problem. Sure, the hamburger and the fries give you some nutrients, but not all the nutrients you need. And the way we hurry through the meal is not very good for the digestion. The more we hurry, the more we demand fast, efficient service. And the fast food chains give it to us. Why are we in such a hurry? I can answer that in one word: the automobile. It's accelerated our whole pace of life.
Few developments during the history of man have affected us as much as the automobile, since along with the automobile came a whole new lifestyle, a new set of values. As the auto increased in importance, the pace of our lives increased. Speed and mobility became more important than nutrition. Since we eat this meal so often, it's a good idea to think of some ways to improve it nutritionally. One way is to use lean meat. The leaner the better, since most of us get too much animal fat in our diet. Another improvement would be to use buns that are whole grain for added roughage, vitamins, and minerals. Foods such as lettuce and tomatoes also contribute important vitamins and minerals. Cheese is an excellent source of protein as well as other nutrients. And so we have a sandwich with foods from all four food groups: the meat group, the milk and dairy product group, the fruit and vegetable, and the bread and cereal group. This is the main attraction of the improved all-American meal. whole grain bun, lean meat, cheese, fresh fruits and vegetables. Another way to improve the meal is to make the French fries in polyunsaturated vegetable oil to avoid excess saturated fats. And finally, if for the soft drink we substitute juice or milk, we add still another source of valuable nutrients.
So fast foods aren't necessarily junk foods. The so-called all-American meal is not really a bad meal, although there's a pretty good case you could make against the soft drink. The real problem is too many people eat that meal too often and don't get the variety they need. And variety is more than just the spice of life. Variety is a nutritional necessity. The other problem with the fast food meal is we miss out on other values. The traditional meal was a time when the family and friends could get together and for companionship, communication. We're losing that now. We're losing the art of conversation, not to mention the art of cooking.
If our reliance on fast foods is really taking us away from some of the values that are important to our health as well as our culture, then where will we be tomorrow?
100 years from now, they will be looking back at us and say we have been eating a lot of junk.
I think they would say that in our time we always ate in a hurry.
We were thinking more about convenience than we were of our health. I think they'd probably say, why was it so slow? They'll probably have faster service foods.
Yeah, all right. Lots of man on the street stuff. You can tell they did this at a budget because there's a lot of still photography that they're zooming in on and panning across and all that. It's the effect that people now call the Ken Burns effect. Which is kind of hilarious. He did not invent it, but that's what everybody knows because that's what Ken Burns does. There's a lot of, it's an inexpensive way to do historical stuff by showing like woodcuts and then panning across and doing things like that. So, kudos, Ken. So this is obviously California, In-N-Out Burger, the big boy, which is in North Carolina, Shoney's. And I think where I grew up, it was Frisch's, big boy. All right. Next film we have is called Food for America, and it was by the about the future farmers of America, and I believe it's made by them, but it talks about all the different things, all the different food and grains and everything that composes a hamburger. And I love this film because it has a giant hamburger in it, which I covet. I love big pictures of food, but big sculptures of food are even cooler to me. So here is Food for America.
Ever thought about where a cheeseburger comes from? We're members of the Future Farmers of America, answering questions about and telling the story of United States agriculture. That's all a part of what we're learning. Telling kids about the farming and agribusiness involved in producing food, like a cheeseburger, is one way an FFA chapter can work with elementary schools. That hamburger bun started as a tiny wheat seed. A lot happened to it along the way. Producing seeds, maintaining equipment, planting, protecting against insects and disease, harvesting, baking and packaging. Those are just some of the steps in producing a hamburger bun. You can't grow a hamburger patty. You have to raise beef cattle to provide the meat to grind into hamburger. That takes a lot of time and skill. Growing feed grain or pasture, breeding cattle, shipping, marketing, and processing are all important steps in bringing that hamburger patty to your table. If it's a cheeseburger you want, that means the dairy farmer and a whole dairy processing industry must work to produce that slice of cheese. Special feed mixtures, proper milk handling, and careful breeding, they all ensure quality milk and high milk production. Cheese making is a science handed down for generations. we sometimes want a little extra on our cheeseburger, like pickles and tomatoes. It's back to agriculture and agribusiness for cucumbers and tomatoes. That means more testing by scientists and more hard work and management by the farmer. It takes special recipes and know-how to produce that little round slice of cucumber we call a pickle. Kids in elementary school discover that there is plenty to learn when it comes to the agriculture and agribusiness involved in the production of a cheeseburger. And we enjoy sharing some of our knowledge of agricultural production and processing. We're learning more about agriculture in our high school vocational agriculture classrooms, in our work experience programs, and in our FFA activities. The agriculture involved in making a cheeseburger represents only a part of what it takes to produce food for America.
That hamburger was so big and awesome. I love it. So I'm not using the webcam right now because of I'm eating pizza. My wife just brought me pizza. So you can't have a fast food show without pizza or some sort of fast food. Did your high school have Future Farmers of America? Ours did, and they all had these like electric blue corduroy jackets that they wore that had a giant patch on the back, and then their names were embroidered on the front. It was a big deal. I was in a rural school in North Carolina, and so Future Farmers, you know, it was like a gang. You know, being in AP classes and college prep classes, I made fun of them, but obviously what farmers do is super important. In hindsight, I realize that all my interest in computers really doesn't translate when we can't get romaine lettuce that doesn't have salmonella or E. coli or whatever. So, farmers, I tip my hat to you. So one of the types of films that I talked about is training films. Training films are an easy way to take the same amount of information and consistently pass it on from person to person without using up valuable time from managers. So, if you produced a film, then you could do whatever you want with it as far as the content. You can make it funny, you can make it interesting, you can add lots of special effects. Whereas, if someone's just giving you training, you're kind of stuck in real time with what they're saying. So this film, I bought this on eBay. I love this film. A lot of people don't. I'll just tell you that. It is 6 Steps for Success. I like it because it has this comedian, Pat Paulson, who was popular in the 60s. He ran for president a bunch. He was on Laugh-In. He was on an episode of The Monkees. He had his own TV show. This kind of dry, deadpan humor. I thought he was hilarious as a kid. I still think he's hilarious. And This is made for McDonald's. So, McDonald's employees in the late 60s, early 70s. So enjoy.
Hello. You're about to see a film about my favorite company, McDonald's. The story of McDonald's is a phenomenal success story, but this film tells a different success story. A story of how you, the McDonald's windowmen, can achieve the greatest success in your job. Number one. Number one is the test. It all starts, we're going to start out with we're going to begin with the challenge.
You're witnessing an actual scene at McDonald's. Placing the order to delivery of a fresh, steaming dinner for 4, all within 30 seconds, the length of this commercial. Nobody serves anybody faster than McDonald's. That's why McDonald's is your kind of place.
And here's that order. The food is hot, cooked just right. Served with efficiency and courtesy. Can you do the same? Yes. If you follow a simple program of 6 simple steps from greeting the customer to thanking the customer. If you perform each of these steps correctly, you cannot fail. Along with these 6 steps, each employee should have an understanding of people and a knowledge of hustle. What is hustle? Hustle is a positive feeling. Hustle is working fast and well because you want to. Hustle is teamwork, organization, thinking ahead. Hustle is not merely speed. This is hustle. Questions? All right. If there are no questions, we'll move along now to a dramatization of the importance of hustle. This really happened to a crew that did not hustle. It could happen to you. Get my point? Hustle, hustle, hustle. Hustle is important. So are people. People, people, people. Now here you see your average McDonald's hamburger. I mean customer. Statistics show that your average customer on an average day has a headache. He also has many worries and fears. He's angry at his boss, his dry cleaner, and or his brother-in-law. And there's also a 2.9 chance in 10 he has a cold. So this is your average customer. There's more to him than meets the elbow. Know him, understand him, love him. Serve him well, because without him, there is no such thing as McDonald's. Remember that your greeting is often the customer's first impression of McDonald's.
So, what do you want?
Name is poison, Charlie.
Tell me, sir, how can I serve you?
Courtesy counts. Your greeting should be genuine. Here is an ungenuine greeting. Now here's my greeting. It should be genuinely friendly.
May I take your order, sir?
Yeah, I want a Big Mac and a Coke, and make it snappy, baby.
May I take your order, sir?
Good morning, ma'am. May I please help you?
May I take your order, sir?
Can I help you, ma'am? Good afternoon. May I help you, sir?
Good afternoon, sir. May I help you?
May I help you, ma'am?
Good morning, sir. May I help you, please? Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Once you have correctly greeted the customer, the next step is to take the order. Notice? The next step is to take the order. This step demands patience. I feel better now. You must be a good, attentive listener. When you take the customer's order, you must take the time.
May I help you, sir?
Let's see here.
Would you like fries with that, sir?
May I help you, ma'am?
Yeah, I'd like,
2 words. First word. Sound like. Gun. Bubble gum. Sound like. Double. Second word. Picture. Smile. Cheese. A double cheeseburger. How about some fries with that, ma'am?
No.
How about something to drink?
I want some fries.
What's that? Who's there?
I want some fries.
Oh, it's the devil in the guise of a child. Are you standing in a hole, my friend? Go away. Be gone.
I want some fries.
Don't waste my time, you unkept urchin. Go see your hubcap. Scamper away before I... What's that? You want a fire?
Take the order means taking the time to listen, to wait for the customer to make up his mind, perhaps to suggest an item. Every order is as important as every other order. Every customer is as important as every other customer. Every customer who has an order is important to his order if he happens to be a customer wanting an order.
How about an order of fries with this, sir? How about some hot apple pie?
Would you like any fries today, sir?
How about a shake with that, sir?
Would you like some hot apple pie with that, ma'am?
Step 3, assembling the order. I call this the thinking ahead step. Who knows why I call this the thinking ahead step? Right. When you're taking the order, you should also be thinking about assembling it. Where you'll have to go to pick it up, what size tray you'll have to use, and are the items ready for you. If everyone is thinking and watching, there'll be no need for the shouting that sometimes occurs.
May I help you, please, sir?
Yes, I'd like to order, if I may, a Big Mac, I believe you call it, an order of French fries, and if it's not too much trouble, a regular Coke.
One Mac. One Big Mac. One Mac. A Mac. Fries or Coke? One Big Mac, fries and Coke. A Mac. Fries, Coke.
Will there be anything else, sir? Yes, if it's not too much trouble, a milkshake.
One Mac, one fry, one Coke, and a shake. One Big Mac, one fry, one Coke.
What flavor shake, sir?
When you begin to assemble an order, don't immediately go off in all directions. Plan your steps. It's really as simple as A, B, C. First A, get the drinks. Then B, sandwiches. Then C, the fries. Right there. Assemble the order in a 1, 2, 3 pattern. Drinks, sandwiches, fries. Next, step 4, presenting the order. Remember that the order you place in front of the customer must look clean and crisp and appealing. It's a package of food for him, and it's an advertisement for us. Present it efficiently, neatly.
How's that, ma'am?
That's fine.
Handle that.
That'll be fine.
I'll get you a box.
No, that'll be
Is
fine.
this a special occasion, ma'am? We
No.
have wrapping paper. We have red
No,
and
that's
blue.
all
Isn't
right.
that- We have bows for that, ma'am. Red.
That'll be fine.
Patterns. That's what you need.
No, that'll be all right.
I wrapped this up for a customer of mine. I'm delivering it this afternoon. Isn't... Oh, that
This'll be all right.
card. We forgot the cards. Happiness on your birthday. Happy
No,
anniversary.
thank you, young man.
Don't overdo it. Make it nice, make it neat, but don't overdo it. Boy, this looks great. All righty now. How many know what step 5 is? That's right. Step 5 is asking for payment. When you state the price of an order, you are asking for payment. Make it brief. Make it businesslike. Make it painless. Make it polite.
That'll be $1.35. 39, 60, 99, 40, 15, 15, 14, sure, 1, 10, 4, 19, 2. Mustn't forget the tax. 10. Let's do your $2.10 per.
No. When asking for payment, you must always be businesslike and polite. Always be polite, you dummy.
That'd be $2.40, please, ma'am.
A Big Mac, 2 fries, and a Coke. That'll be $1.25.
That would be 80 cents, please.
That'll be $1.85, please.
That'd be $1.65, please.
That'd be 2 tenders, sir.
That would be 70 cents, please.
The final step, step 6, is thanking the customer. The thank should be genuine. I mean, it should be a genuine thank. There should be a request for repeat business within in the thank. I mean, it shouldn't consist of the same words used over and over again. It should not consist of the same words used over and over again. It shouldn't use the same words.
Thanks and come back. 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 Thanks and come back.
The The thanks should not consist of the same words used over and over again, and it should not be very long.
I'd like to thank you for your business, and I mean that. I'm serious. If you decide not to walk through that door, we might as well close up shop. Right, Henry?
Right you are, Bob.
This is Henry.
How do you do?
Hi, Henry. Hey. Henry and I feel the same way. The customer is king. In your case, queen. We want to satisfy in your food, service, everything. And Marge feels that way too. Right, Marge? Right you are. This is Marge. How do you do? Hi, Marge. We hope you'd stop by the next time you're hungry. Just think of us. Right, Henry? Marge? Right you are, Bob. We're serving you. Right, Lou? You're the most important person in the store. We want you to come back all the time. You're welcome at any time of the day.
Please drop in again.
Thank you. Come again.
Thank you very much. Come in again.
Thank you, ma'am, and hurry back to see us. Thank you, ma'am. Look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you. I hope you'll come back and see us again.
Have a pleasant evening, sir.
Thank you. Please hurry back.
Now we've seen the three basic elements of the film. The basic elements are hustle, an understanding of people, and the ability to perform the 6 steps correctly. Let's review this. There's nothing difficult about hustle. There's nothing difficult about understanding people either. For a moment, put yourself in place of the customer. Your average customer has a lot on his mind and nothing in his stomach. When he leaves a McDonald's store, his stomach should be back to full and his mind back to empty. Also, there's nothing really difficult about performing each of the 6 steps correctly.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
How about a chocolate shake with that, sir?
That'll be $2.10, sir.
Thank you. Please come again.
May I help you, please?
Would you like some fries with that?
That will be $2.20, please.
Please call on us again soon.
It's a formula that really cannot fail if you approach it with a certain frame of mind, a certain attitude. That is, a positive attitude. Oh, man, I can't. That's too much.
That film ended before I thought it would. Oops. Hi. Let me rewind this. Let me turn it down. So, yeah. I really love that film. I know last time I showed it, people at a live show, people were just, oh, they did not like that film at all. I think it's because it aspires to be funny, but it just doesn't, the pacing just doesn't hold up. So, but, you know, you're working at McDonald's, it's kind of funny. And there's certainly training videos out there. Some of you commented on some of the ones that you watched back in the day. And then I have friends, the Found Footage Festival guys, Joe and Nick, who I think they really got into collecting odd videotapes after they saw this training video at a Suncoast video that was done in the Wayne's World kind of motif, kind of a parody of Wayne's World. They were like, this is horrible, but this is so great. And I think they actually went and got a job at Suncoast, one of them did, just so they could steal the videotape. And that was one of their first tapes that they acquired. So yeah, I have an affinity for training films because they kind of show this niche. You're not really supposed to see this in the general public. This is supposed to be only for people that work at McDonald's in the early 70s. So That's pretty great. So I hope you like this this theme so far. Seems to be a variety of different things. I should mention that due to some poor planning or awesome planning, this is the first day of 3 AV Geeks shows. I'm doing the streaming event tomorrow at the Raleigh Alamo Draft House. I'll be showing a show called AV Geeks Get Their Period, and then at King's in downtown Raleigh I'll be doing Why Your Job Sucks, and these are films that deal with basically how your job is lousy, either due to management or due to safety issues. So it'll be a brand new show. If you liked Shake Hands with Danger, you will love this show because it has kind of some follow-up films made by Caterpillar Heavy Equipment that are pretty great. I should also say that the AV Geeks Get Their Period show at the Alamo Draft House only has a couple of seats left, so now is an opportunity to go and see them. There is special door prizes. The very personally yours brochure all about it's referenced in one of the films will be one of the prizes, and then of course AV Geeks feminine tampons. There'll be school nurses there. It'll be the whole thing. It's basically trying to recreate the time when all the girls in middle school were asked to go into a room and learn about their bodies. So that's what's happening. I should say that if you attend all 3 AV Geeks events, so tonight being the first, tomorrow and Tuesday, you get a special gift, a special AV Geeks prize. So how can I tell whether or not you have attended tonight's event and you plan on doing the other 2? Please chime in comments either on YouTube or Facebook. There's also a secret private password which you will have to use tomorrow, and you have to come up to me tomorrow at the period show, and you have to say peanut butter and honey. So chime in on the comments now saying that you're going to try for the AV Geeks trifecta, and then tomorrow find me and say peanut butter and honey. Got it? All right. What is that prize going to be? I don't know yet. It kind of depends on how many people are trying for this. I have a certain idea, which I really want to do, but there's only a handful of those items that I can actually give out. So. All right. So. This is another magical eBay purchase. Has 3 films on it, and I love it. It's really great. Essentially, it is made for Jack in the Box employees. So there's 2 films made for Jack in the Box employees, and then there's a promotional film for a restaurant, I guess a spin-off restaurant that was going to be called Taco Jack's, and so it's a promotional film for delicious Mexican food at Taco Jack's. So enjoy.
Coming soon to a Jack in the Box store near you. Deadly Dangers, featuring an array of horrors so incredibly ordinary, you'll think it could happen to you. You'll thrill to the unknown terror of poor security and the deadly dangers that lurk just outside the back door.
Have
have to keep this door locked. It's our best hope of security.
But security alone isn't enough, for there are other deadly dangers already at work inside the store.
Careful, Ted. The floor's awful slippery.
Hey, I'm as sure-footed as John Travolta.
Well, I think flatter heels would be a lot safer around here.
Hey, it's style that counts, Tina.
Well, at least you better walk flat-footed till the floor dries.
You worry too much.
You'll cringe in horror at the workings of the insidious tomato slicer.
Here, Ted, you better use this safety top. This thing can really hurt your fingers.
Don't worry, Tina. My way's easier. Quicker, too.
But the deadly dangers have only just begun, and they lurk in the most unexpected places.
Ted, wait. You may not know it, but you're flirting with a deadly danger.
What, me?
Let me show you how to lift this without injuring your back. For safety's sake, use the strength of your legs, not your back.
Ah, safety's for suckers. There's nothing wrong with my back. There's something wrong with my back.
And there's even more. You'll watch, breathless with fear, as the inattentive young Casanova flirts with 375-degree terror.
Hey, Tina, did I ever tell you about the time I jumped my motorcycle over the Caspian Sea?
You better watch yourself, Ted. Those friars are no place to fool around.
Yeah.
And just when you think you've seen it all, the bubbling friar threatens to bring down the house forever.
Call the fire department, Tina.
Right.
Hey, where's the fire?
Don't you know water only spread and grease fire? Ted, pull the O-ring for the fryer.
If you have a weak heart or dainty stomach, there are only 3 ways to cope with deadly dangers. Be aware, be alert, and always be prepared. Maybe you can escape the gut-wrenching grip of deadly dangers. But remember, they're coming to a Jack-in-the-Box store near you.
Several dozen doorbells. In New York, striking municipal workers remain off the job today for the 2nd straight year. The city has been without bus, subway, and taxi service in addition to recently discontinued water and power. Rioting firemen are expected back on the job within a few months. Meanwhile, the city's police force continues its sit-in at the Statue of Liberty.
And the new Miss Tree Stump is... we have a tie. The winners are Miss Maple Sap and Miss Pine Cone.
woman I met the other day asked me what I do for a living, and I told her that my job is dealing with people. She asked me what kind of people, and I said all kinds. And that's what I like about my job.
Hey, Bob, how you doing? Pretty good. How are you? Good.
Hi,
Jackie.
Phil.
How are you? How's your new place? You moved in?
Oh, yeah, it's real nice. It's almost twice the size. We got about one more day of moving in our furniture, though.
Far out. That's great. Listen, if you need any more help, let me know. I can get my dad's truck, you know.
I think I can do it on my own, but if I need help, I'll be sure to call you.
You know, I found that part of the enjoyment I get from this job is in having a good relationship with the other people who work here. And it's interesting to me that the better my relationships with other employees are, the better I'm able to relate to all those different kinds of people who come through that front door.
Oh, hiya. How you doing?
Fine.
Good. What would you all like today? You hungry?
I want strawberry shake. No, sweetheart. No. Milk. I want a strawberry milkshake. No, Zoe, I want you to have milk, please. I want a strawberry milkshake.
Okay.
Honey, what do you want?
I can see you have your hands
I
full.
don't know.
How would you like a cheeseburger?
Yeah.
We have the best hamburgers in town. How about a bonus jack? That's got, it's got 2 pieces of meat. It's got cheese and sauce, 2 pickles.
Let's see.
I want a strawberry milkshake. I don't know what I want.
Okay, let's start. We'll have 2 milks.
2 delicious milks.
2 delicious milks. 2 cheeseburgers. What do you want?
I have a double jumbo jack.
Double jumbo jack.
Double jumbo?
And I'll have a bonus jack.
A bonus jack.
Honey, what do you want?
Want some French fries?
Yeah, some French fries. That would be
Want to make a super scoop?
Yeah.
And how about something to drink for the 2 of you?
I'd like some coffee.
Coffee?
What do you want to drink?
A large? Small. Okay, that is 1 double jumbo jack, 1 bonus jack.
People come to us for a lot of reasons. They're in a hurry, they don't feel like cooking, or just because they like our food. And the moods people come to us with can be almost anything from terrible to terrific. So my own personal goal is to make everyone, whether they come in with a good mood or a bad mood, feel just a little bit better when they leave us.
Okay, that's $5.72.
We're going to go sit down.
Well deserved, I might add. 5.72 out of 6. That's 5.72, 5.75, 6. Here's your receipt. We'll call you as soon as it's ready.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hi. Is there something I can help you with?
Well, is there meat in the super taco?
Oh, there's not just meat in the super taco. There's super meat in the super taco.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd like a super taco.
Okay, 1 super taco. Want something to go with that? Jumbo jack, a burrito?
I'd have to say that, for me, the key thing in customer service is really trying to communicate with a person. And communication is simply a matter of going a little further than just taking an order. It's having a feeling for where someone else is coming from and then acting accordingly.
And a jack burrito. Anything else?
Oh, the jumbo jack.
And the jumbo jack, too. I can see you're hungry. All righty. Anything else?
Well, how about some onion rings?
Onion rings, all righty. And something to drink?
Do you have anything diet?
We have a tab.
Okay, a large tab.
A large tab, all righty.
How about French fries, too?
French fries, too, okay. Do you want the regular fries or the super scoop?
Super scoop.
Super scoop, I'm not surprised. All right. That is a jumbo jack, a burrito, a taco, a super scoop of French fries, onion rings, and a large tab. Is that for here or to go?
Here.
That's for here, all righty. Jumbo jack, burrito, taco, super scoop, onion rings. Tax for the governor. It's $4.24.
I guess communication also means adding your own personal touch, letting people know that you care, that they're not just another order. It makes them feel a little special, and it leaves them with a positive feeling about me and about their experience here.
Here's your receipt, and it's a very pretty coat you have on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here's your receipt. We'll call you as soon as it's ready.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Yes, sir. Can I help you, please?
Just give me a
Jack steak, whole of lettuce, please, and a cup of coffee.
And a cup of coffee. Would you like a big coffee?
No, medium, medium.
Sir, we don't have medium. We just have regular and big coffee.
All right, make it big then.
Okay, it's a big coffee. Would you like anything with that Jack steak? Some
Not
French
a
fries?
thing. No, that's it. Just what I said.
Okay, that's a Jack steak, hold the lettuce, and a big coffee. Is that for here to go?
I'm going to eat here, right? Thank you.
All righty.
Sometimes I'll give a customer a compliment or make a menu suggestion. And other times, communication is simply a matter of knowing when not to chat with a customer and just doing a good, efficient job of taking an order.
All right. That's $1.80, $2, $3, $4, $5. Here's your receipt, and we'll call you as soon as that's ready. Thank you.
Your order, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. All right. Sir, we have your order. That's a double jumbo bonus jack, 2 cheeseburgers and a super scoop, 2 delicious milks, the strawberry shake, and a cup of coffee. Do you want some cream and sugar with that coffee? No. Okay. Thank you.
Things will be much calmer now.
Oh, good. Enjoy your lunch. Hello, what can I get for you today?
I really don't know.
Would you like me to make some suggestions?
Do you happen to have a Caesar salad?
A Caesar salad? No, I'm afraid we don't, but our deluxe cheeseburger comes with crispy lettuce and tomatoes and onions.
What, may I ask, is a Moby Jack?
A Moby Jack is a tender fish sandwich, fried crispy on the outside and tender on the inside, and it's served on a fresh bun with a slice of American cheese and our special tartar sauce. And we like to think of it as a whale of a sandwich.
Oh, very witty.
Thank you.
Sounds like an adventure. I'll have one.
Communicating is something we all need to do on and off the job.
Like something with that?
It's part of everyday living. And the better we become at communicating, well, the more effective we are with other people, no matter what the situation. That's why I look at my experiences in this job as something really beneficial for me. Not just now, but in the long run, too.
Now, for the lady, what would you like?
Oh, I really don't know. Can you give me a moment?
Yes, we certainly can.
Difficult.
Excuse me. Miss, your order is ready. That's 1 jumbo jack, 1 burrito, 1 taco, 1 super scooper french fries, onion rings, and a large tab. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Okay, ma'am, do you know what you want now?
Well, I guess I'll have what my husband is having.
All righty, very good. That's 2 Moby Jacks and 2 hot lemon turnovers. And how about something to drink for you?
I'll have a strawberry shake.
Very good, a strawberry shake. Would you like the big one?
Oh, yes, why not?
Why not, indeed. All righty, that is 2 Moby Jacks, 2 hot lemon turnovers, the big strawberry shake, and 1 pure orange juice. Is that for here to go?
Oh, well, we'll eat it here. Yes, it's nice. Yes.
Good, well, we'll enjoy having you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's $3.71, please.
Are you sure that's all it is?
It's incredible, but that's all. Okay, out of, Actually, sir, we can't take any bills larger than a 20, unfortunately. Would like to. So if you have something smaller.
I never assume that someone's been here before. For instance, I know we cook most of our food to order, but a new customer may not. So I try and let customers know if they've ordered something that's going to take a few extra minutes and why. People seem to appreciate that.
That'll just take a couple of extra minutes for the fish to cook up just right.
Why not?
Oh, thank you. Sir, your jack steak is ready. Thank you. Here you are, your jack steak with extra lettuce and a cup of coffee.
That's wrong.
I'm sorry?
I ordered a sandwich without lettuce.
Well, I'm awfully sorry, sir. I thought you said extra lettuce.
No, I deplore lettuce.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me get this fixed up for you right away.
But be sure you make it hot, please.
Yes, sir, I will do that.
Can't you ever do anything right here?
We'll get this right. You watch. Jackie, could you do me a favor? He didn't want lettuce on his jack steak, and we gave him lettuce, so if you could take care of that. And also make sure that it's hot, because he made a specific request. So just give me a call when it's done. Thank you.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, Barb. How you doing? Can I get you something?
Yeah, would you happen to have a pair of dry pants?
Just the ones I have on, unfortunately. How about some food?
Most of our business is repeat business. So I feel that getting to know the names of my regular customers is really important. And adding that kind of personal touch has a couple of nice side effects. It makes me feel good, and it speeds my day along. Oh, and my manager notices, too.
You want a small?
A small.
Okay.
You know, Phil, you really do a good job here.
Oh, thanks. Hey, you know what? I think I'm going to be made a ship manager pretty soon.
Great. Congratulations. I'm really happy for you.
Well, thanks very much. And I'm sorry that I can't get you a dry current.
No, it's okay. I'll settle for some good food.
You got it.
All right, you gringos, listen to me!
Yes, sir. May I take your order, please?
Orders? You want orders? I give you orders? Get out of here before I blow you all the way to Tijuana! And make it pronto! I don't have all night!
If you're in a hurry, sir, how about something to go?
You gringos think you can make Mexican food. We just blow up the place across the street because I make food I would not give my Chihuahua.
But at Taco Jack, we serve only authentic Mexican food.
You make me laugh.
Hey, boss, let's get out of here and get some enchiladas and chile rellenos.
Sí, with tacos and refried beans.
Oh, but we serve all those items on our #1 and #2 combination plates.
I got no time to fool with no stinking combinations, lady.
It'll just take a minute. That's a #1 and a #2 combination plate. Is that for here or to go?
Here. We make her eat the food.
And how about a large refreshing orange drink to go with that, sir?
Forget the drink.
Your order will be up in a minute, gentlemen.
Cover them, compadres.
Be careful, sir. This steam table's awfully hot.
This isn't Mexican food. Real Mexican food takes mucho time to prepare.
Well, you see, sir, certain key items, well, like our enchiladas, chili rellenos, refried beans, are assembled in advance so that
they are dried out and tasteless when you eat them.
Oh, no, sir. Everything we serve is cooked to order.
To fool the greatest bandido south of Nogales is to flirt with grave danger, senor. Oh, how sweet. A cute little American ice box.
No, this is our microwave oven. It'll heat up your order in a jiffy.
What is it you have in that taco there? Buffalo meat? Where do you keep your ground hamburger?
I'm afraid you won't find any ground hamburger at Taco Jack. Only delicious shredded beef, just like in your country.
Holy frijoles. I will have to get one of these for mamacita, but not with your food in it.
Here you are, gentlemen. One number 1 and one number 2 combination plate. Would you like extra hot sauce?
Now we make the girl eat the food.
Oh, but Don Juan, she's so very nice to us. Why you want to make her sick?
You contradict Don Juan Carlos Garcia de Baja.
No, I didn't.
Just for that little one, I'm going to make you the guinea pig.
Oh, but Don Juan,
Come, amigo, come. Miguel, bring the food.
It looks okay, but couldn't I have something else, Don Juan? A machaca burrito or perhaps a tostada?
You idiot! They never heard of a machaca burrito or a tostada in this fast food business.
Oh, but we make delicious tostadas and machaca burritos, sir. That will be 1 tostada and 1 machaca burrito.
Oh, look what you've done.
How about some nice cold milk to go with that?
Forget the milk. Now eat, you fool.
But you know I can't eat such food without extra hot sauce.
Oh, here you are, sir.
Now eat your food before it gets cold. I'll be back in un momentito.
Smells good, doesn't it?
I will admit to nothing.
You know, Ricardo, it's not safe to anger Don Juan. Do as he says. Eat. Perhaps it will only make you a little sick. Are you all right, Ricardo?
Yes, sir.
I think I will take a drink now.
Tab, orange, Coke, Sprite, or milk?
Give me anything.
Can't you see he's on a diet? Give him a tab.
Will that be a small or large tab, sir? All right, 1 large tab. Here's your large tab, sir. I see you like our hot sauce.
It's dynamite.
Our flexibility allows each of us to move around and prepare different items, depending on where we're most needed when the orders come in.
Whatever happened to the good old gringo assembly line?
Well, that's very good, sir. Because during a critical period, that's what we actually do. We form an assembly line.
So much for your diet, amigo.
I drank the tab, didn't I? So you are still with us, eh, Ricardo?
Here's your order, gentlemen. 1 tostada and 1 machaca burrito. How about you, sir? Wouldn't you like a mouth-watering taquito?
Taquito? I suppose you're going to tell me that you serve quesadillas as well, huh?
Quesadilla? Oh, yes, sir. Would you like that soft or crisp?
Caramba! This is amazing!
And of course, we have a variety of other fine products there in our deli case. Marinated carrots and chilies, Mexican soft drinks.
Garcia de Baja declares that this food is not too shabby at all. In fact, it's not even bad.
Tell it like it is, bandido.
The greatest bandido in the world even says that Taco Jack food is rather good.
As good as Mama's?
Hold your tongue! Yes. But do not tell her I say so. Hey, amigo. When is your sister's wedding?
Caramba, I almost forgot it is less than an hour.
Fantastic. We bring the food from Taco Jack. You say you're pretty fast, huh? Let's see you make 50 of each combination plate.
And 50 tacos, too.
And 50 machaca burritos.
And how about some delicious taquitos to go with that?
And 50 of those, too.
We want the whole enchilada. Take what you need and keep the change.
But Don Juan, you, the greatest bandido, are gonna pay for all of this?
Don Juan may be a great bandido, but he is not a thief.
I think you gentlemen better bring your car around to our drive-through window to pick up your order.
Put that junk in the car, idiota, and get in.
Here's your change, sir. Enjoy the wedding.
Gracias, señorita. Adiós. Mira esta, estúpido. You want us to get arrested?
Taco Jack!
We're Dynamite!
So this is why I like YouTube. Or not YouTube. Wow, what am I talking about? This is why I like eBay. I didn't know this film existed, and I was very excited to get this compilation. These 3 films came together, and they are wonderful because they capture the training that took place at Jack in the Box. back in the day. And then that ill-conceived concept film for Taco Jack, which, you know, I guess Jack in the Boxes have tacos, burritos, a variety of different fast food options. And so maybe they thought, well, we can spin this off and make its own restaurant. I really don't know. I really tried to do some research to see if I could find like a trademark for it, to see if there were any references to Taco Jack. And I don't even think the restaurant that they're in when they're shooting this is actually a Taco Jack. I think that they just, you know, decorated a Jack in the Box to look like Mexican themed. I really don't know, but it is, wow, it is really amazingly insulting. And, you know, it's great to capture these things. Great. Just to see, like, the best laid plans, how they just fall apart. And did not succeed. Or maybe they did. Maybe this is really popular in, like, France or something. But, yikes. I'm so excited. There are 3 people watching on Twitch. 3 people who are sick of watching somebody play Fortnite or some other popular game, Gears of War or whatever the popular games are. I'm not even going to pretend I know. And then they flip over and they're like, what is this? It's someone who looks like Milton Berle trying to order a hamburger by this guy that was on Designing Women. They wouldn't even know that. None of those references they would know at Twitch. I kind of like the idea that I'm introducing what I hope is, you know, the 30, 20 teens who are like video games to some new types of media and a new part of their life. Maybe I'm opening a door, or I'm slamming it shut. I don't know, but Twitch is a gamble. I'm like, why not just broadcast? If I'm broadcasting to YouTube and Facebook, well, why not Twitch? And I might do that again. I might actually expand more further. I should mention that we were playing with some new technology. We're actually tripling the amount of bandwidth that we're sending out, and we're sending out an HD signal, like a true HD signal versus a fakey HD signal. Maybe there's like a slight bump in quality. I'm testing it on a local computer, and it's kind of it's so. But maybe it looks good on yours. I don't know. The key is that it's actually the audio sync is in place, which was a problem for me. Made me very sad, being an AV geek. But the reason why I have this is because people have been donating via Patreon, which is kind of a subscription tip jar. You pay a little bit of money, and then I get a little bit every month, and it kind of adds up. And I've been able to get some new digitizing equipment. And by new, I mean used digitizing equipment, and I've been streaming it. So I was able to this afternoon to actually go and do some testing and got it working. So that's great. Thank you. Just as a reminder, there are, I think, 11 tickets left if you wanted. And somebody asked, is this a live thing? Yes, I'm actually live. It is the 20th, right, of May, and it's about 9:26 in the Eastern Daylight Time. Anyways, I'm doing a show tomorrow called AV Geeks at Their Period. Some of the door prizes, we're going to have school nurses there. You have to have a permission slip to actually see this from your parents. And some of the door prizes are very personally yours pamphlet, which is referenced in one of the films, a Disney film called The Story of Menstruation. And then also some rare AV Geeks feminine tampons. So, yeah. But thanks, guys, for your support. It means a lot to see your comments and to see you guys participating and watching these films, which I love to collect. And thank you, Amelia Lee, for the suggestion of fast food. It was a subject that we had a couple of subjects that people were voting on, and we decided to go with fast food. That was the biggest thing. Next month, I think on June 10th, I'm going to be showing AV Geeks Grab Bag. It's a bunch of films that I got on eBay that I haven't watched yet, and I'm itching to watch them, including, where is it? bad form to actually just kind of disappear and try to find the film. There's a film called Four Letter Word. I don't know what that is. And then there's Rock and Roll Safety Patrol. Again, no idea. I think it's pedestrian safety, maybe. But, yeah. And I will show, I did a test thing this afternoon. I'm going to show Let's Face It in its entirety without the annoying interruptions of me testing things, which is a ludicrous film featuring a fake hippie in the natural gas industry. All right. Oops. So, I'm going to change things up a little bit. I mentioned at the beginning of the show that I was going to do something different. And essentially, about 10 years ago, I feel like, I did a project. Maybe it wasn't 10 years. Maybe it was 9 years, 8 years. I did a project where I digitized over 10,000 TV commercials for Duke University's Hartman Advertising Center. They were commercials from the 50s all the way up to the 90s, and it was an awesome project, but I lost my mind. There were so many things. I switched to Crest. I started drinking U-Ban coffee, which was absolutely horrible. I tried grape nuts for the first time. There was a lot of things that happened because basically I was transferring these giant, 45-minute reels of 30-second commercials. So it was lots and lots and lots and lots of scores and scores of the same commercial. So it just ruined my brain. So I can't watch advertising, modern advertising. It's really rough. But so when we talked about doing fast food, I thought, I transferred a bunch of these commercials for a regional fast food restaurant, which is now actually probably all over the country. It's Hardees. Hardees was actually started in North Carolina, not too far from here, a couple hours from here, and grew. And when I moved to North Carolina in the 4th grade, we didn't have a McDonald's, but we did have a Hardees. And there's actually a commercial on there that refers to something I fondly remember, which was their take on doing kind of a Happy Meal with a little, you get a little token that you put into a machine, you get some toy. So anyways, here's a bunch of Hardees commercials that I downloaded that I had captured a long time ago, and then I found them online. If you go to Internet Archive, you go to Ad Views, there's probably 7,000 of the 10,000 commercials I put online, of which only a small portion is Hardees, but there's a lot of other stuff up there. Lots. You can see the entire history of Crest from the very beginning, just before they introduced it, until the gel period. And including all the Cavity Creeps commercials. So you should check that out. But anyways, so we're going to, I'm going to play them, and then we'll come back, and if you're up for it, I'll play one last film called How a Hamburger Turns Into You. So here's a bunch of Hardees commercials. Hardees now, I guess, it got bought, or it's kind of Carl's Jr.-ish, or it was Roy Rogers, and I don't know. Somebody probably knows the history. You can look it up on Wikipedia. I'm sure that's trustworthy. All right, so here's a bunch of Hardees commercials. Some of them featuring a kind of bandit slash NASCAR slash, I don't know, guy in the late 70s, early 80s. So enjoy.
Burgers, they were our choice for a while. We used to eat only fried burgers, but it's time we changed our style and said, hello, Hardees, well, hello, Hardees, with that charcoal taste, we're back where we belong. We like your fries, Hardees, and your pies, Hardees, all your people act like neighbors out there. We go wrong, just hear that beat, sizzling, see that juice, drizzling for that charcoal taste you love since way back when. So, say hello to our burgers and we
Who got the 3D theater meal? I bought it. Good choice. Along with your Hardees burger, fries, and drink, you get a 3D adventure show starring one of us. I think you know everybody here?
Sure.
We'll each be starring in our own 3D adventure. Be sure you collect all 6 at Hardees.
I will.
Okay, ready, boys? Put in the action strip. Look through the viewer. It's showtime.
Uncle Butter, can I look?
Just a second. 3D theater meals at Hardees.
Wow, new Smurf glasses.
What's a Smurf Day?
On a Smurf Day, everything goes right.
Everybody laughs and nobody fights.
You make a perfect cake for lunch and try Hardees' new Smurf Party Punch.
You never fall and you never trip.
And somebody gives you a gift.
A day to throw yourself a party. And come get all new Smurf glasses at Hardees.
How do we get one?
Buy a medium drink for a special price at Hardees.
Select all 6. Have a Smurf Day party.
I'm starved. What do we get?
Why don't you come on and tackle a turkey? A Hardees Turkey Club. Turkey Club. Turkey, bacon and big cents on a natural grain fun. A great big portion of turkey breast, that's a whole lot of turkey to say the least. Lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, and sizzling bacon as a centerpiece. Come on and tackle a turkey. A Hardees Turkey Club.
We'll take 2.
Hey now, that's a good-looking mug. A Rise and Shine coffee mug from Hardees. A nice, hefty mug. A glazed stoneware mug from Hardees.
Just buy any Rise and Shine egg, biscuit, and coffee and keep that stoneware mug for just 65 cents.
Take home a good-looking mug.
Now that's a good-looking mug.
A Rise and Shine stoneware mug from Hardees.
Just 65 cents when you buy any egg, biscuit, and coffee. Get one for everyone.
Ernie, I've got something you've never tasted before. Food. A brand new sandwich from Hardees. It's a mushroom and Swiss burger. Lots of mushrooms in a rich, tasty sauce. 2 slices of Swiss on a thicker and juicier burger. It's the best thing that ever happened to a burger. Let me add it.
Boys. Sorry.
There's a mushroom and Swiss burger just bursting with taste. It's new at Hardees now.
I want juicy burgers, sizzling outside, juicy inside.
Supermouth, let's say hello to Hardees.
Hello, Hardees. Well, hello, Hardees. We love to share what tastes Gilbert, it's Petey McGrady.
Supermouth will eat all the burgers in Hardees.
I'll stop him. I'll give you a juicy burger.
Hardees, new!
Hello, Hardees. Well, hello, Hardees. Our mouths have loved your taste since way back when. Hardees taste that brings us back again. I'm hungry. I wish this bus was going to Hardees. Char-broiled burgers! Char-broiled burgers! Hello, Hardees. Well, hello, Hardees. For that char-broiled taste we love since way back when.
So, say hello to our burgers.
Now we grill char-broiled burgers. Hardees, the taste that brings you back again.
Hardees Charbroil, the taste that brings you back.
We want burgers. Sizzling outside, juicy inside.
Musketeer mouths, let's say hello to Hardees.
Hello, Hardees. Well, hello, Hardees. We love your char-broiled taste since Gilbert, it's Petey McGrady.
Musketeer mouths will eat all the burgers in Hardees.
I'll stop him. I'll give you a juicy burger.
Hardees, new!
Hello, Hardees. Well, hello, Hardees. Our mouths have loved your taste since way back when. Hardees taste that brings us back again.
You won't find a 50-cent gift anywhere as good as a Hardees gift check. Getting a Hardees gift check is... it's sure a lot more fun than getting underwear. And at participating Hardees, when you buy a $5 book of gift checks to give to others, Hardees gives you more than $3 worth of extra coupons for yourself. Wow!
Hardees gift checks. Give them as a gift and get coupons for yourself.
Ho, ho! Hardees, ho, ho, ho!
The big twin. No. The big deluxe. Oh, no. Oh, I still can't decide.
Hardees has 2 quarter-pound char-broiled burgers. It's a big decision.
What's on the big twin again?
Big twin. 2 char-broiled patties, lettuce, cheese, special sauce.
And the big deluxe?
A quarter-pound of char-broiled beef with all the fixings.
What's to decide? They're both good.
Big deluxe. And a Coke.
Yay! You'd give anything for a real steak sandwich that's tender and juicy. Come to Hardees.
I'd give a herd of cattle for a real steak sandwich.
We got a ribeye steak sandwich.
That's music to my ears.
Hardees ribeye steak sandwich is charbroiled, tender and juicy on a toasted sesame seed bun.
That's what I call real ribeye.
Hardees' new ribeye steak sandwich, a cut above the rest.
Hey, runner, do you John Wayne?
Afternoon, ma'am. Me and my partner been riding the range all day, and we'd like us a couple of big twin burgers.
It's the Road Runner.
Those two 100% beef burgers, juicy charbroiled with cheese, lettuce, special sauce. The finest hotel in Dodge City never had eats like that. Would you be wanting her autographs, ma'am?
No, cash will be fine, thank you. Duke.
Hardees, best eating in town, up and down and all around.
Runner, they're giving a car away at Hardees.
What? Let's go see. Oh, it's a gas-powered mini version of your car.
Wow.
Hey, look at this, fiberglass body and a gasoline engine.
And all I have to do to get a chance to win is fill out one of these entry forms at Hardees and drop it in the box.
Ernie, why'd you fill out one of those entry forms?
Well, I figured we'd have a better chance of winning in one of these, runner.
Win this Roadrunner special at participating Hardees.
You could win $10,000 in gold in Hardees' new Go for the Gold game.
I never win.
And don't say you never win, because there are millions of prizes, millions of winners. Don't wait. Go for the gold.
Come on, Grouch. Hardees' new Rise and Shine homemade biscuits. Come on. I don't want new biscuits. I like the other ones. He never did like anything new. It's all right, Grouch. We'll eat yours.
Rise and Shine, that's a good name.
They're bigger on the outside, light on the inside. Homemade from scratch every day. Grouch, Hardees' other biscuits were good, but nothing should ever be this good.
Never mind this guy. I want to show you about this carburetor.
Wow. Hardees, best eating in town, up and down all around. A man on the go looks high and low for his kind of cooking, but I stopped looking when I found Hardees, best eating in town, up and down and all around.
Uh-oh. Is that for us, runner?
That sign said stop, not slow and go. Well, I guess we were just in a real hurry to get to lunch. We were starved.
Have you ever eaten at Hardees?
Nope, they're new in town.
Hardees is new in town? And you've never eaten there?
Nope.
Well, are you in for a treat? It's the best eating in town.
Just wait till you try a Hardees big roast beef. It's piled about a mile high.
Sliced thin, juicy.
Or you can try the hot ham and cheese. Double helpings of juicy ham and tangy melted cheese.
Or you can have a chicken filet sandwich.
Reminds you of Sunday dinner at Grandma's.
When do you get off for lunch?
About now? Well, come in and join us.
Hardees, best eating in town, up and down and all around. Step outside, look around, come and see what just hit town. Hardees, best eating in town. We've got breakfast biscuits, homemade light and fine. We call them Rise and Shine. Come on down, Hardees, best eating in town. Thinking juicy burgers too, just to name a few. Come on down. Special sandwiches like big roast beef, hot ham and cheese, chicken filet. Hey, what do you say? From some folks who've been around, Hardees, best eating in town.
Well, I wonder now, is there anyone at all who's never had a Hardees roast beef sandwich? Ma'am, you...
I've been so busy.
Well, now's the time, because Hardees just made the best, bigger. Hardees' new big roast beef sandwich. 50% more tender, succulent, juicy roast beef sliced thin and piled high. Hardees' new big roast beef sandwich. It couldn't be better, so we made it bigger.
Get the check and the trophy and let's eat, because I'm starved.
A man on the go looks high and low for his kind of cooking, but I stopped looking when I found Hardees, best eating in town, up and down and all around.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to dedicate our trophy today to none other than Ms. Barbara Carey, manager of our home base Hardees. Now, who else but Barbara brought us comfort during those weeks of defeat with her kind words and her Hardees fries. And what fries? Hot, tasty, crispy, masterpiece fries. And not to mention her big cheese. 2 100% pure beef burgers, char-broiled, topped with tangy melted cheese, a double cheeseburger without equal in the known world today. And finally, who else but Barbara would agree to display this puny, ugly third-place trophy?
Hardees, best eating in town, up and down and all around.
You know, when I was a little boy, my mother always used to say, Philip, eat your salad. It's good for you. It's funny how things change. Now when I come in here to Hardees, I pile up my salad bowl. Crisp lettuce, carrots, tomatoes, 4 kinds of dressings, and a whole lot more. It's all so good that now I eat it all up and love every bite of it.
And it's good for you, Philip.
Hardees, best eating in town, up and down and all around.
You lucky thing, they just opened up a new Hardees around your way. No longer will you be deprived of a big cheese, a big twin, a big deluxe, or a big roast beef. Can you make it for lunch tomorrow? It's a day.
Hardees, best eating in town, up and down and all around.
Do I smell biscuits baking?
Would you like to see them?
You bake these up fresh every morning?
Fresh every morning.
Homemade biscuits. Sure does beat what I've been having.
What would you like? Country ham and eggs, sausage, chopped beef steak?
Give me a steak now and wrap me up a sausage.
Okay, 2 hot breakfast biscuits, juice and coffee. Anything else?
One thing. Marry me?
Hardees, best eating in town, up and down and all around.
Ernie, this sandwich is going to make a big change in your life. A Hardees hot ham and cheese sandwich.
Well, how's it going to change?
Just taste it. Notice it's ham and cheese and ham and cheese. Good?
Super.
You see? It's working already. It tastes so good, it makes you feel good. And that good feeling shows up in your smile. Look at you. You're radiating confidence. You're irresistible.
I am?
Try it.
Sure is a nice day, isn't it?
Sure is.
One more hot ham and cheese, please.
Hardees, best eating in town, up and down and all around.
A man once spent his life searching for a special kind of hamburger restaurant. A restaurant where the burgers are charcoal broiled. And then he found Hardees. Yes, the prices are low. Yet of all the leading hamburger chains, only Hardees gives you burgers that are charcoal broiled on an open grill.
One, please.
Only one. Hardees, where the burgers are charcoal broiled. What's so good about Hardees?
4 pennies, please.
Okay.
Getting lots of change back? Well, that's good. Or getting a really giant-size hamburger? That's good, too. But what's really good about Hardees is something you can taste. Burgers that are charcoal broiled. Of all the leading hamburger chains, only Hardees gives you burgers that are charcoal broiled on an open grill. That's good. Hardees, where the burgers are charcoal broiled.
Frankenstein mouth.
I want juicy burgers.
We'll go to Hardees.
Burgers are juicy and hearty.
Hardees char broils them so they're sizzling outside, juicy inside.
Let's say hello to Hardees.
When you buy a burger and a drink at Hardees, you get a special coin you can put in a Hardees fun machine and get a prize.
What'd you get? A ring. I got a plastic spider.
You can get a prize from the fun machine when you buy a burger and a drink at participating Hardees.
So the Hardees Fun Machine is what I fondly remember. Going to Hardees and getting a hot ham and cheese and I guess Junior. It was a kid's meal type of thing, and being able to get a token that I could put into the fun machine so that I could get a crappy plastic toy. So I saw there was a lot of nostalgia being posted on YouTube and Facebook about the various Hardee's glasses and mugs that still are in people's closets, show up at yard sales and stuff like that. So the food was not very great. I don't know. You know, now it's all about extreme beef and like big burgers and stuff. It's kind of outrageous, but yeah, Hardee's. And then there were some other commercials for a restaurant called Sandy's. It was same. They're parallel, and I think Sandy's was Canadian, but I'm not sure. Anyways, so thanks everybody for coming out, or thanks for letting me into your homes. I have one last film to show you. It's called How a Hamburger Turns Into You, and this is a nutrition film brought to you by the California Dairy Council. What's interesting is that I would say probably 95% of the films that I have that deal with nutrition are by the Dairy Council. Now, why do you think that is? Why do you think that the Dairy Council is the ones that are talking about the importance of, nutrition? What do you think that is? I have some theories. I'll let you guys spout your conspiracies, but it's phenomenal how many are actually Dairy Council. So here is how a hamburger turns into you. Enjoy.
Let me have a hamburger, please.
It's pretty apparent that there's a connection between eating and growing.
But how does a hamburger turn into me?
Or a grape, or milk, or an egg. We eat a fantastic variety of foods, all tastes, all colors, all shapes. But all of them come from living things. What are living things made of? What are you made of?
Slugs and snails and puppy dog tails. Sugar and spice and everything nice. Atoms and molecules.
That's right. You're made of atoms. And the atoms are joined together to form molecules. Or water. Some 7% are minerals, calcium in the bones and iron in the blood and others. 1% are carbohydrates. Other living things are also made up of molecules of water, and minerals, and carbohydrates, and fats, and proteins in varying amounts.
I see. The things I eat are made out of the...
That's true, but it's not as simple as that. Take proteins, for example. Life has many forms. There are millions and millions of different kinds of living things. And in each of them, there are tens or hundreds or thousands of different kinds of proteins. And no two kinds of the proteins are exactly the same. For example, all the different proteins in corn are different from all the different proteins in a fish, which are different from all the different proteins in a cow, which are different from...
Things we need. We'd have to eat other people.
Eat people?
They're the only ones that would have the right kind.
These are protein molecules seen through an electron microscope. They're big for molecules. Some of them are made out of as many as 200,000 atoms. Still, 10,000 of these protein molecules could fit into one insignificant corner of a small grain of sand. A protein molecule is put together in the form of long chains, twisted and turned upon themselves. The links that make up the chains are smaller molecules called amino acids. There are 22 different kinds of amino acids, represented in this model by 20. Actually, 22 objects can be arranged in about 1,100 billion ways. But even the smallest protein is made of many more than 22 amino acid building blocks. Amino acids are repeated along the chain, and the different combinations possible are more than anyone can count. And that's the way it is in nature. There is an unlimited variety of proteins. But all of them, whether in a vegetable or a fish or a man, made of combinations selected from the same 22 kinds of amino acid building blocks. This display represents a typical amount and variety of foods consumed by a 12-year-old American boy in 1 year. There are millions of different kinds of proteins to be found in this collection of foods, but only 22 kinds of amino acids. Your body uses these amino acids to build the particular kinds of proteins that are part of your skin and your hair and your bones and your cells. In other words, you. Here's how the process works. When you bite into food and chew it, you break it up into smaller pieces. In the stomach and in the intestines, digestion breaks these pieces into smaller and smaller bits. Finally, big molecules are split apart into smaller ones. The big protein molecules are split into amino acids. The protein molecule may have been part of a glass of milk. But the amino acids that remain are no longer bits of turkey or bits of milk. Now they are simply protein building blocks, the same for all forms of life. The amino acids supplied by the food you eat are absorbed from the intestines into the bloodstream, circulated throughout the body, and delivered to the cells. Each type of cell selects the amino acids it must have to build the particular protein molecules it needs. These steel beams can be put together in many ways. Can also be put together in many ways. The raw materials are the same. What makes the ship turn out differently from the building?
Plans!
That's right. Plans. The amino acids are the same for all living things. What makes an ant turn out differently from you?
Plans?
Right again. Plans. Plans that are recorded on molecules in your cells. These are living human cells. In each cell there is a nucleus. And in each nucleus are small bodies called chromosomes. In the chromosomes are molecules of a substance called deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA for short. These DNA molecules are enlarged 4 million times. If you could look even more closely, you'd find that the chain-like molecules are very complex, made out of many thousands of atoms. But the atoms are grouped to form 4 different kinds of units, which are repeated over and over again along the chain of the molecule. It's possible to form a code by varying the arrangement of just 2 units, like dots and dashes. In a DNA molecule, the arrangement of 4 units is varied to form a code which is used to record plans for building protein molecules. This greatly simplified model represents a part of a DNA molecule on which the plans for building one kind of protein are coded. We'll represent the 4 units of the code with 4 distinctive shapes, each different shape painted a different color. Assume that the cell in whose nucleus this DNA molecule is located requires another protein molecule, the kind whose plans are coded here. A molecule of a substance called messenger ribonucleic acid, or messenger RNA, forms on the DNA molecule. When the messenger RNA molecule leaves the DNA, it carries the coded information with it. It is a messenger. These amino acid molecules have reached the cell as the result of the digestion of food. Also in the cell are molecules of transfer ribonucleic acid, or transfer RNA. There's a different kind of transfer RNA molecule to fit each of the 22 different kinds of amino acid building blocks. These bodies in the cell are called ribosomes. They are the assembly line, so to speak, where the protein molecules are put together. As the messenger RNA with the coded plans on it comes in contact with a ribosome, the matching transfer RNA molecules fit into place. And the amino acids are linked together. Result, the amino acids are linked together in the exact order called for by the coded plans on the DNA molecule in your body. And the new protein molecule needed by the cell is built. Even the smallest protein has at least 100 amino acid building blocks, not 6, and we've skipped many in-between steps. But essentially, this is the way a protein molecule is put together in a cell. When a cell needs another protein for purposes of growth or for replacement of a worn part, a molecule of messenger RNA forms on a part of a DNA molecule where the plans for the required protein are coded. The coded plans are duplicated on the messenger RNA, which moves away from the DNA and attaches itself to a ribosome. Amino acid building blocks in the cell each join with their particular variety of transfer RNA. The transfer RNAs, with their appropriate amino acids attached, find their places on the messenger RNA, and the amino acids are linked together. The result is a new protein molecule, put together according to plans.
But a hamburger isn't all protein, is it?
No.
What happens to the other things in it?
Like proteins, molecules of carbohydrates and fats and molecules with atoms of mineral elements attached are broken down by digestion into different kinds of smaller molecules common to all living things. These small molecules move out of the intestines into the bloodstream, which circulates the molecules throughout the body and delivers them to the cells. In the cells, the molecules derived from food can be used as building blocks for the construction of other molecules needed by the body. Or they can be broken down to release the energy stored in them. That energy is used for muscular activity. The energy supplied by food is also used to power the continuous rearrangement and reproduction of molecules in the cells. That is the essence of life. How many separate operations are required to build this building from start to finish? Such things as a shift of gears, a blast of a torch, turning a nut, a blow of a hammer, a sweep of a broom, sighting a transit, pulling a line, making a signal, raising a beam. An estimate. 1 trillion such operations performed over a period of 1 year are required to build this building. The cells of a human body perform 100 times a trillion separate operations in 1 second. It's a complex, fantastic mechanism, this system that changes food into us. But its successful operation is up to us. It can work properly only if it's been supplied with the raw materials it needs. You eat foods of many kinds, which are broken down in your body into basic building blocks that are common to all living things. These building blocks could be put together to form the molecules of any living thing, but they're not, because the plans in your cells are followed, and the building blocks are put together to form the particular substances out of which your body is made.
That's how a hamburger turns into me.
Larry Yust. The guy who wrote that. That sounds really familiar. My feeling is that maybe, let's see, Larry Yust. He might have written some other educational films. Let's see, Larry Yust. Yeah, he did some. He did The Lottery. He wrote the screenplay for The Lottery, which is based on the Shirley Jackson. He did that for Encyclopedia Britannica. The Family Talks About Sex. This is just what's in IMDb. Wow, yeah. I feel like he probably did, I want to say that he did Parents Who Needs Them, but that, I'm not sure. It also could be that he did Lunch Goes Bananas. I can't remember. These names kind of smear together. Anyways, yeah, so we learned a lot more about DNA than we did about burgers. It's pretty novel. I like films from the 70s and their use of 3D things to express these little tiny toy things to kind of get some concepts across. It's pretty cool. Thanks everybody for letting me into your house on your phone or at work or wherever you are, in a Hardee's somewhere quietly at a rest stop on a turnpike somewhere. Thanks. The next show that I'm doing, actual live show, is tomorrow at the Alamo Draft House. I included a link in the comments. If there's a couple of seats left, there will be, besides a Disney film about menstruation, there will also be some door prizes like this pamphlet about getting your period, and also AV Geeks tampons. If you are gonna, there's 3 shows in a row, so tonight is show number 1. If you want to attend all 3, then you will qualify for a secret awesome prize. If you want to do that, just write something in the comments saying like, hey, I'll be at all 3, so I can kind of gauge how many people will be there so I can prepare the secret prize. And there's also a secret password that you can say to me tomorrow at the AV Geeks Get Their Period show, which is Peanut Butter and Honey. The show tomorrow, AV Geeks Get Their Period. The show on Tuesday is going to be pretty great. It's a lot of films that I haven't really shown. It's called Why Your Job Sucks, and it's management films. It's some pretty great stuff. People behaving very, very badly in workplace situations. So I'm excited to show that. So yeah, come to all 3 shows and get a special prize. Just let me know that you're doing it so that I make sure that I have it for you on Tuesday. So that Tuesday show's at King's, Monday show at Alamo, and then tonight's show was at your house. So you don't have an excuse. You can just go out now. This was the hardest part. The next streaming event is going to be June 10th, and that's going to be a kind of a grab bag of stuff that I have acquired on eBay, and also stuff that I've pulled from my collection that I haven't watched. I mean, I have 25,000 films, and I've maybe seen 6,000 of them. I don't know. So I got a lot to watch, and so there's a lot of stuff that I'm constantly finding, and I'm happy to bring out for you. If you like what you saw, Patreon. You can also go to the AV Geeks website and order DVDs. You can watch videos on there. We just revamped the AV Geeks website, so it's still got some rough edges, but we redid it. Again, thank you for your contribution with Patreon, because that helped make that happen with doing some back-end tweaking, etc. Yeah, everybody have a good May, and thanks again so much for your support and your comments. It really means a lot. I enjoy doing this, but I even enjoy it even more when I see how much you guys like it or hate it or whatever, especially you guys on Twitch, which is great. 3 people. That's hilarious. All right. everybody, have a good rest of the month, and hopefully I'll see you either tomorrow or Tuesday, or I will see you again in June. All right, take care.